Come. Just let me get everything set up here. I'm going to actually be live. Welcome to the live stream. If you guys are new, appreciate if you guys hit the subscribe button or follow if you guys are watching on TikTok. It does help support the channel, and the likes do help as well. I'm going to be live tonight. I'm going to be live the next 2 nights as well because I'm going out of town next week, so I will not be able to be live for the Monday live stream. This Monday I'll be live. I'm sorry, for the Saturday live stream, I will not be able to be live, I don't think. So let me just look at my calendar really quick. So today, I'll be live on the 31st. I'll be live on the 1st. I'll be live on the 2nd. And then I will not be able to be live on Saturday. So to make up for this live stream that I will not be live on the 7th, that's why I'm going live 3 days in a row. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me get everything set up here. So yeah. Hopefully everyone's having a great... I know it's kind of a... I said I was going live at 10, now it's 11, but hey, we are live nonetheless. So that is what counts. So either way, let's get started. So let's look at the crypto fear and greed index first. Right now we're sitting at 56. We're in greed, so that's fine by me. As anything below 50 is neutral, and you know, if we go down to 100K, which seems probable at this point, let's go over and look at Bookmap. But it seems probable that we do go below $100,000, and if that does happen, guess what? That's even more a better buy on Bitcoin. So I wouldn't mind 100K Bitcoin again. It makes Bitcoin slightly cheaper to buy, and I do dollar cost averaging every 1 to 2 weeks. So right now on the left is your weekly time frame. You see there's a lot of orders down to 100,000. Yes, you have some up here at 110 and still a lot at 115, but usually you go to wherever price action or liquidity is the closest, and right now the closest liquidity and the biggest glob of liquidity would be that $100,000 region on Bitcoin. If you go over here on the daily time frame, you can see that on the daily time frame you have a lot of liquidity at 102. You have and so the most on the daily is 102 right now that I can see. We have a lot at 103 and some even down at 101. And honestly, if you come down to 102, I bet they build even more liquidity at 100,000. So to me at this point right now, the most likely scenario is we go down on Bitcoin. But we'll see. Let's go and look at the charts and see what's going on. Maybe, very rarely, but maybe the charts will convey something different. Okay, so Bitcoin right now, I was looking for this to make some kind of ascending triangle and break out to the upside. Unfortunately, that did not happen, and you have continued to, you know, kind of respect this downward trend line, or, you know, I would say trend line, yeah. 2 trend lines, and it's respecting, staying in the trend line. And at this point on the daily, you can look for a bounce. This is on the daily time frame. It's been in this downtrend ever since, obviously, the 22nd of May. So this ascending triangle that was a bullish idea is no longer valid. And at this point, the only thing you could speculate on is that we're going to try to make some kind of falling wedge, which I could still see a falling wedge, but it can no longer be an ascending triangle based on the price history that we have. So this could still be a falling wedge. This could still break out to 120,000. But obviously, if this is going to happen, it could still take another few days of downside. Maybe Monday, Tuesday next week we break out. That is the bullish scenario. So let's see what happens. Bookmap still suggests that we go down to about 100K though. You look at the 3-day. The 3-day looks like you're about to dump even more, and that suggests that the daily falling wedge is not going to play out. If you look at the weekly time frame, the weekly is very extended. If this could take 3 to 6 months to play out and get the bounce back to the upside. So just be aware. The weekly time frame screams that we're dumping, and be aware. This is exactly how, I'm not saying the top is in, but this is exactly how the last bull run topped out. Bitcoin got to move to like 65K. It had a small correction. Then you got one more pump to 69,000, and then that was it. And then you went down to 16K. No, did you? No. Yeah, you went down to 16K after that. So, and then from there, obviously, you know the story. We went to 112,000 most recently, and that's how it went. So the weekly looks bearish to me, but last time the weekly got overbought, you made a higher low. You only went down on the weekly. If I go back to the weekly time frame, you went down to 84K, or maybe it was, no, I think you went down to below that. Maybe not though. Either way, you know, Bitcoin to me right now is bearish on the weekly, and you just have to be looking for shorts or at least a move down. You don't have to short it. What I do is I trade it, but I'm not short on Bitcoin right now. The daily time frame is looking for a bounce, but doesn't mean we have to get one. This is an indecision candle right here. That means that you have wicks on both sides, and to me it looks like Bitcoin most likely at some point is going to continue dumping. Look, the 4-hour time frame is making a lower high, and that's not bullish. That's not bullish at all. Also, the 4-hour 200-day moving average is about to be lost. Did you lose it on the 3-hour? You lost the 200-day moving average on the 3-hour time frame on Bitcoin. That's not a good sign. Now your next stop is the 4-hour. If you lose the 4-hour 200, you can look at the 6-hour. And I will update you guys throughout this next few days because, again, I'll be live the next 2 days. And tomorrow and the next day will be 10 p.m. Central Time, an hour earlier. But either way, I'm looking for more downside on Bitcoin. It looks bearish to me. Bearish city for sure. Now, can the 1-hour time frame save us? Or can the half-hour time frame save us? Maybe. We see some kind of falling wedge here on the smaller time frames to maybe get a short-term bounce. I still see the weekly time frame getting more of a dump to the downside. The half-hour and 1-hour do suggest we could get a move to 105.2. But either way, you also understand that 106,000 is very, very... Well, first of all, you have resistance at 104,500. 104.5 is strong resistance. If you break that, your next resistance is 106,000 here on Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens, but it looks kind of sketchy for me. If you guys have requests, let me know, and I'll, look at them. Also, appreciate if you guys hit the likes. It does help support the channel. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now, is a little more downside for Bitcoin. That smaller time frames, again, could get the bounce back to 106, but the daily, 5-day, weekly all look pretty bearish to me. And I hate to say that, but it is just the case. And if we go back down to 100K, it's a better buying opportunity for more Bitcoin. I did log TAI coin. I did talk about it on my TikTok channel. I will say, yeah, now you're going back to the bottom of the triangle and trying to put a higher low in. But if Bitcoin dumps here, this is likely not to play out. I do see TAI. If Bitcoin cooperates or will go sideways, I believe this will go up to 27 cents. So I did long this bull pennant here on TAI token. Again, my stop loss is 10 cents. My take profit is 27 cents. And that is that. So that's just what I did. That's an altcoin trade that I did take. It's a little sketchy for 2 reasons. One, it's sketchy because it's the weekend. 2, it's sketchy because... Thank you for the likes. It's sketchy right now because it's a weekend and because Bitcoin is kind of sketchy. I will say, again, the smaller time frames look for a bounce here on Bitcoin, and that would obviously be very good for my trade. But like just because the half-hour and 1-hour look good, the 15-minute looks bad. That's another lower high in the 15-minute. Now, again, Bitcoin must break 104.5 to be bullish because that's strong resistance. And then your next strong resistance is 106,000. So if you break 105.5 then or 104.5, you can look for a move to 106. Thank you for the likes, Cam. I appreciate it. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin gets rejected here at 104.5, you can expect TAI trade possibly not to play out. And we'll see. If you lose 10 cents, your next stop on TAI is 7.5 cents. And that's just the trade I'm in right now. That's the only trade I'm in besides my long-term Ethereum trade that I've been in for like 3 weeks. Let's actually go look at Ethereum right now. Ethereum right now on the daily. Still looks good. I entered this trade actually on the 4-hour, so I'm going to look at the 4-hour. My stop loss is below the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour time frame, which is coming in on Ethereum at $2,330 basically. And for me right now, if you can hold 24.65, we're good. If Bitcoin dumps, we lose 24.65, I'll probably get stopped out of my trade because then your next support that I see is 23.17 or really 2,300. So again, if Bitcoin dumps, Ethereum, this trade could stop me out. So I'm looking for a bounce here on Ethereum off of the support at 24.65. Can we get it? It will probably depend on what Bitcoin it wants to do. And that's just how it goes in crypto. So that's the Bitcoin trade right now. If Ethereum does bounce, I'd be looking for a measure move up to 29.26 on Ethereum. And then if you break 27.71, which is resistance, I don't see the next resistance really being until about $3,065. So to me, Ethereum is good if we could hold 24.65. If you lose that level, then I'd be looking for 23.17, and at that point, I'd be probably likely to get stopped out of the trade. So that is what it is. That's the setup I'm in on Ethereum. If we go over and look at Ethereum Bitcoin, right now Ethereum Bitcoin is down 0.25% today. It doesn't look fantastic. But you're above the 4-hour 200. So as long as Ethereum Bitcoin stays above 2.2 cents, I like my Ethereum trade to play out. But both look a little bit sketchy right now. Bitcoin really does need to bounce at least to 106,000 for ETH Bitcoin to maybe survive the 4-hour 200 here. If you lose a 4-hour 200-day moving average on Ethereum, Bitcoin, then it's likely Ethereum. That means that Ethereum is going to dump. And if ETH Bitcoin starts to become bearish again, that means altcoins are also going to follow Ethereum because Ethereum leads the altcoin market. So we'll see what happens. Ethereum Bitcoin really needs to bounce, and I don't want to see Ethereum Bitcoin really lose 2.3 cents, to be honest with you. So you're on live support right now for ETH Bitcoin. You're pretty much on live support back for Ethereum as well. A lot of altcoins are really struggling today, partly because Ethereum doesn't look great. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if Bitcoin cannot break 104.5, I would expect Ethereum to tumble. If Ethereum tumbles, the entire market will tumble. So at the end of the day, it really all depends on what Bitcoin does. So it is what it is. That's just how it goes. Again, I'll be live tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Time. I just want to let you guys know that. Thank you, Bruno, for the follow. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Bruno, for the likes. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so that's what we got going on. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know. Otherwise, this is going to be a quick down and dirty live stream just to give you guys an update. And again, I'll be back tomorrow and the next day for more live streams. And I'll be posting videos the next few days as well. I'll be posting videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on YouTube for sure, and Sunday. So anyways, that's kind of my update. I don't see any requests right now for an altcoin. So with that being said, guys, that's my quick update. I'll be live tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe. Hopefully, you guys hit the bell notification on YouTube so you get notified every time I go live or post a video. But yeah, that's all. That's my update, and I would be looking for. Unfortunately, if I had to call it right now, 33 minutes, kind of struggling to get the bounce. 1 hour doesn't look great. That didn't even get oversold completely. I've been looking for a bigger dump tonight into Bitcoin. You're at resistance at 104.5. If you break 104.5, you can look for 106. But right now, if you don't break 104.5, then your next support to the downside for Bitcoin that I see is really 100,800. You have a local low here at 103, but if you lose, I would be looking for a lower low if you can't break 104.5. Down to $100,800. Do we see $100,800 sometime Monday? I would presume it's likely impossible based on the charts. It looks sketchy to me, and that'd be a great place to buy Bitcoin is around that 100K, 101K mark. So this is not financial advice. It's just what I see going on in the markets. And right now I'm more bearish than bullish. I hate to say that because I do have 2 long positions on Ethereum and on TAI token, but it doesn't mean they're going to play out. So again, we'll see what happens, but it does not look fantastic for Bitcoin currently. Thank you, Newton C, for the follow. I appreciate it. So that's going to kind of wrap up the very quick live stream. I don't love what I see in the markets, and I would be looking for downside, especially coming Monday. Like I'd be surprised if by Monday, midday, we don't see at least 101K. So I would love not to, but if we also saw 101K by then, that would be a great buying opportunity. I don't care if Bitcoin goes up or down. If Bitcoin goes up, my portfolio pumps. If Bitcoin goes down, I buy more Bitcoin. It's that simple. So I really don't care how long it takes Bitcoin to go to 120K. If it takes 3 months, great. If it takes a year, I can accumulate even more Bitcoin. So when it does pump, I make more money. I didn't used to think like that, but honestly, why wouldn't I? If we go down, I can buy more Bitcoin at lower prices, and if we go up, then my portfolio is pumping, and Anyways, that's where I stand on the situation. I don't know where you stand, but that's where I stand on whatever the markets do. I really don't care. I have a long-term outlook on it, and I will leave it at that. So that's all I got, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Time for our next live stream. Until then, trade safe. Always use a stop loss. I would trade a lot less on the weekends, although I did take that TAI trade. So we'll see how that goes for me. But again, that's where I leave it, and I digress. See you guys tomorrow in the next live stream. Until then, the trend is your friend until the end. Right now, I gotta be honest with you. The trend is not your friend if you're longing Bitcoin on a smaller time frame. So I would not go, depending on what time frame you trade, I would look for the 200-day moving average. If you're below it, I would be looking for shorts. If you're above it, I'd be looking for longs. The 15-minute is bearish. The 4 hour is technically just barely bullish. I would, to me right now, I'd be very cautious about taking longs on Bitcoin right now. But again, that's where I stand. So I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next live stream. Until then, appreciate if you guys hit the likes, and I'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow, 10 p.m. Central Time. If you guys would like to join my Telegram, that is free. Link to join that is on X. If you guys would like to join the trading group where I post Bitcoin and altcoin setups every single day, link to join is on my Patreon. You can join that through my watermark on YouTube, or otherwise it's on my TikTok bio. See you guys tomorrow in the next live stream. Trade safe and adios. Goodbye. Thank you guys for stopping, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios. Adios. Thank you guys for stopping in. Cheers, and have a great night.